This one is a little bit different. This is all about stress. This is about the life stress that homeowners, go through on a daily basis as life happens. Welcome back to the Real Improvement Show.
There you go.
With Dave and Gus. Yeah. So we're going to get right into it. Dr. Pierce, thank you so much for joining us today. We're humbled. We're excited. We are super pumped for this one. Yeah. So why don't we take a few moments, tell us about your journey, where you've been, how you got here today, what is it that you exactly do?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Love it.
I'm learning how to use the podcast.
I love it.
Having a lot of fun. So
yes.
Well, thank you for having me, Gus and Dave.
Absolutely.
Can I call you Dave or David?
Either way, man.
Either way.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we are on the Real Improvement Show.
Yes, the Real Improvement Show.
That is what my focus in life is really improving myself and all the people that I relate to, from my children to my coworkers, to my employees, to friends, no matter what. And really, my journey has led me back to myself and diving as deep inside as I can, feeling what I'm feeling, admitting insecurities and all the shit that I've got. Ooh, can we curse on this?
Sure, we can.
On YouTube.
Sure, we can.
Just all the things that I've gone through in life, from getting divorced to running a business to opening businesses, closing businesses, moving in houses, owning in houses, selling houses. And so there's relationship to all of this, from home improvement to real estate to how to deal with the stressors of daily life. So thank you for bringing me here, because I feel that my experience and the way that I teach and lead others to live their best lives applies to anyone who's redoing their house, buying a house, living in a house, living in a body.
Yeah. So I want to primarily talk about, again, life happens, right? We get so busy, we get so in the weeds on a daily basis that we forget to worry and really, what's the word I'm looking for? We forget to fix us as humans, right? Yeah. We go through, again, life stresses, but that I feel like most people never take the time to work on themselves, right? This is primarily, obviously, we talk about homeowners here, whether it's a move, whether it's, a home improvement project that's taking weeks and weeks, a kitchen, for example, right, where we demo and they're without a kitchen for a month or more sometimes.
You can only eat so much takeout, right? My God.
Right. Let's talk about that. How what are you seeing out there? Not that you deal with, people. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm gonna give a little background, because I was supposed to do that, and I got distracted by that.
You did.
By
we hit the button instead, right?
Background, but I'll be hitting that button later today, because this is like little kid and colors. And
Yeah.
So, by trade, I'm a chiropractor, so I studied my entire life of how the human physical form works, how to help people with pain, and what I realized through my own experience as a physician and then my own experience in my own life is a deep understanding of emotions. And where do emotions live? That's what I'm asking you guys. Where do they live?
Oh, this isn't rhetorical.
No, this is not.
Oh.
I'll let you know. I'm gonna hit this.
But I didn't get it right, so I don't get the applause. I didn't get it right.
Not a rhetorical question, so I'll help you answer this one. Our emotions live in our bodies.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right? So when I'm chronically sad or traumatized, I trap these emotions in my body, change my posture, change the flexibility of my tissues, change the way that I'm relating to other people because of these traumas and stressors in my life. So you had mentioned, like, how do we fix ourselves? I think the most important thing is to realize that nobody is broken. So in modern medicine, I would say Western medicine is focused on shame and something called the No-cebo effect.
Interesting.
So you guys have heard of placebo effect. What is placebo effect?
Basically, I'm going to say this wrong, I'm sure. Like you think something is there, but it's not actually there. It's like I hear it a lot when you're talking about like sugar pills for medicine, right? Like you're taking something you think is medicine, so you think it's fixing you, when in fact it's a sugar pill and it's not actually doing anything. It's all on you.
Right. And that's under the assumption that something is broken.
Right. Sure.
Right. But what studies have shown us, like there's specific studies on knee surgery, right, where they'll cut somebody's knee open, they make the noise that they're actually cutting the knee and doing the surgery, but they're not doing it. and the results are better than the actual surgery itself.
Interesting.
Wow.
Now, I'm not intelligent enough to remember all these studies, but they are out there.
Sure.
So I have them listed somewhere. But so placebo is the most studied medicine in the history of man.
So we basically like play tricks on ourselves all the time, is what you're saying.
Pretty much.
Constantly. So think about you guys and what you do.
Sure.
Right? You were just sharing with me how stressed one of your clients was. And you were there for him emotionally, saying like, I understand you. I see your stress. I feel your stress. I've been through it myself. I'm relating to you. I'm going to make it my priority as a business owner and then also as a human to take care of you and see you and understand the stress that's going on. So in the no-cebo effect, it says you are broken. Something is wrong. I'm going to shame you for it and then come up with the solution. Right, so this is a different look from medicine. So we can get real deep into this conversation.
Well, it's funny because you never hear it put that way, right? You never hear it put that way ever.
Look at I've treated thousands of knees, thousands of backs, thousands of spines. I've been doing this for 20 years, which is insane. And I was even trained this way. So I know to look at an x-ray and say, this is broken, this is screwed up, it's not aligned right. You're broken, I can fix you. It's cost this many dollars. Insurance covers this many dollars. You have to pay this many dollars.
Right.
Now, so through my own healing and my own realization as a healer, my own wounds have helped me heal and realize that the placebo effect, actually being the medicine yourself, you have all the medicine in you that you need to heal. You have all the medicine in you that you need to heal.
Interesting.
Now, tissues can be broken. I can break a bone. I can tear a ligament. I can tear tendons, and we have to correct those. But the placebo effect, my mind, and mind integrated with body is what embodiment means. So that's where my emotions lie. So I can embody the perspective of I can heal, right? So just as dealing with stress for moving, the most stressful thing on the planet, moving a business or moving in a house, it's stressful as hell. How do you deal with that? I need a good sound effect for that one.
Right? And so that's a very good point because, what happens oftentimes, and you know better, Dave, people move, and again, like they barely have enough time to unpack boxes before they're back to work, before their kids are in school, activities and after school activities and so on and so forth. Right. They don't have time to pause and say, hey, it's me time now. Let me work on me because we just went through all this.
But I think that's society as a whole, right? Especially you mentioned the Western world, right? This is my impression of society as a whole is we have, you look at social media, you look at the 24-hour news cycle, you look at everything else that's going on, and everything is so constant and so in your face that it's almost like taboo to take a break and take a time out and focus on you and focus on what's going on around you and within yourself, right?
Well, and we don't spend the time until things are broken.
Correct.
And it's not like most people are not broken. Things don't need fixing. We just need attention.
Yeah.
So I look at us as human doings, society. We're not human beings.
Yeah.
So what is it like to be?
We're very reactionary.
Reactionary?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not responsive, but reacting to everything that's coming out of us. So how do you slow yourself down?
That's exactly my question.
And all of us, we're all business owners here, right? Yeah. So we know what, and the words behind me are like hustle and grit and grind.
Right.
So, but I've come to the realization that, and I work with CEOs also and helping them avoid burnout across the globe, and everybody's got the same issues. Yeah. We all want to hustle. We all think that burnout is a badge of courage. But how about like at 41 and 42, like feeling like you have enough energy at the end of the day to play with your kids?
Sure.
Instead of going home, being on your phone again and texting again with things that you could actually shut off. So it was interesting. I was having a conversation with a 31-year-old therapist today, physical therapist. Great conversation. And he's this generation below us is like work-life balance is what I want. I was like, what the hell is that?
Right.
What does that mean? I was like, I just knew about work till I burn out and drop
work balance
dead. Yeah. Work balance. But now as I study the nervous system more and more and how emotion plays a role, I'm looking at work-life integration. What does it look like to be just as authentic at work as I am at home?
Sure.
Right.
What is it like to not be fragmented in all these areas of my life?
And how you can convert that into a life-work balance.
Yes.
As opposed to a work-life balance.
Correct. And again, just integrating all together. Like I want to be just as attentive and focused parent and I don't have to be around as much anymore. I got teenagers.
Right.
They don't want you around as much.
They don't want me around.
You can try all you want.
However, now I feel like my presence is more needed than it ever has been.
Sure.
Like in the past, it was like, okay, don't put your hand in the blender.
Right,
don't,
right.
look both ways before you cross the street. But now it's like, all right, there's some important decisions made, right?
And we were molding them to real life.
Right, there's drugs at parties. There's people getting into cars while they're drunk. And there's a lot of heavier consequences as they get older. And I want to be more available as a presence. And I have to work on myself to be able to do that. We're probably getting off topic here, but
No, you're fine.
So I mean, I think it all kind of relates, right? It all
100%.
kind of intertwines, right?
100%.
There goes the mic. Oh, there we go. All right.
So, I mean, at what point should people pause and start thinking about those things? Because again, they're so in the weeds on a daily basis. Like it never stops.
I have one answer. Now is the time. So I believe the reason we do podcasts like this is because there is a consciousness with all of us that's outside of just me as an individual.
Yep.
When we have conversations like this, they ripple to everybody else. So I'm also outside of my practice locally here. I'm in the venture capital space, working with a lot of CEOs and founders of different companies. Everybody's got the same problems.
Yep.
Whether they're from India, Sweden, New Jersey, man, woman, no matter what the race or gender, doesn't matter. We all have the same issues. Sure. We all have nervous systems that need to feel safe. We need to slow down enough to breathe so that we can respond and not react to everything that comes at us. Like, think about the last time you yelled at your kids.
It was like an hour ago. Man.
Okay, cool. Right, and you got young ones. Yeah, right. So it was an hour ago, or whatever it was. But typically, like if you go back and dissect that situation, it probably had nothing to do with your children. It had to do with your own levels of stress. Because look, if you spill freaking water on the floor, it's not a big deal. It's not destroying the floor. I know I don't know.
I have hardwood floors. It might destroy. I'm just kidding.
So no, this is important with home improvement. Should you get hardwood floors or should you get?
That's right.
Which one?
Go LVP.
There you go. Hey, there you go. I like it.
So we got to bring in the angle every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
Go LVP. It's 100% waterproof.
I can remember I bugged out on my son. I was such a jerk, but like he spilled milk.
Right.
Quote unquote. It wasn't like a quote. Like he literally spilled milk, and I'm freaking out. But it
I
had nothing to do with him spilling the milk. It had to do with like everything that was leading up to that moment of me being able to not handle what was going on inside of myself. And it was completely irrelevant, my reaction instead of my response.
Well, I feel like we're almost programmed to react like that. No better.
Well, I guess our stress habit also. It does. Right? Like you start doing that, and then that just becomes the way that you do things.
I would say the program becomes the habit. Habit is the program.
Correct.
I don't think it's normal humanity because
we're just conditioned.
In today's society, we're not all going to be the celibate monks who sit in a cave for 30 years. Right? That's not how we're going to work.
Sure.
But we can take some of the magic from what these ancients have used, because all the techniques and everything you look at there, every app about breathing or meditation and every teacher and every Tony Robbins, like all this stuff has already been done thousands of years ago. And it's just being reprocessed in ways that we can better understand it and consume it in today's day and age. I think the most important piece is breathing. Like the breath is the most important thing. So here we can do a little exercise.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I like it.
I love it.
Everyone watching, so sit. I don't know where the cameras are here, but
you're fine.
Okay,
do whatever you need
I'm
to
on
do.
camera. Doesn't matter.
You are on camera.
So feet flat on the floor.
Okay.
So what I want you guys to do, just watch me first. So if I take a breath in, see how I bring my shoulders up? Okay. So if I breathe, my lungs go from here all the way down to my diaphragm. You guys know where your diaphragm is? I know you're not anatomy people. That's my job. But your diaphragm down here, every single human being on this planet, barring anyone who is diseased or has some kind of condition, knows how to breathe out of their diaphragm, because that's, if you think about when you had your babies, when you were calm and your wife was calm, you're like, shit, the baby's asleep finally.
Right.
What do they look like? You look at them on the crib, and if they're on their back, you can see they're breathing out. It's the cutest thing. Like, it brings me warm and fuzzies because my kids were so cute. Now
and then they start screaming.
Yeah. And then they eventually drive.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not there yet.
Yeah,
Thank goodness.
We got to do the drive.
Yeah, terrifying. All right, so and I can't believe like I'm having this dad conversation.
Right?
We discussed that already.
Crazy.
All right, so back to the lungs. So the breath is your lungs are the only organ that you can have conscious and unconscious control, right? Like I can't technically, like I can't really control my heartbeat, or I can't make my liver, or my pancreas. So I can but I can control my breath. So I want to make this as simple as possible. But so really take a notice of how you're breathing. So just take a breath in. I'm going to watch you guys. Just close your eyes. Yeah. And those of you on video can watch Dave and Gus breathe into their upper lungs, right? And in your upper lungs is where all your fight or flight neurons are. So if you're breathing in, and you guys can open your eyes now. So if you're breathing into your upper lungs, you're stimulating your fight or flight hormones and nerves to constantly keep you on guard, right? So if I'm always on guard, you go back to evolution and say, I'm on guard. I'm waiting for a tiger to come get me. Right. So I have to always have my head on a swivel so that my neck tweaks out. Right. And it's not, over a period of time. Yeah, I could have disc degeneration or joint problems, but look at how we're approaching our lives. If I'm constantly breathing into this stressful situation, right? If I'm moving and I got 8,000 boxes, maybe just look at the boxes. Let's focus and watch this video again. And we're going to show you how to breathe. Right. So now I want you guys to put your hand, one on like your ribs here, rib cage. Feel here, and then one like a little bit below your belly button.
I got a bit of a gut. I can't really.
That's okay. So if we have that on camera, you can see our guts here. Okay. So now focus on breathing into your hands. So if I see, it's still not as easy.
So feeling the in and out on.
Yes. Use this as a tool. Yeah. Now, I'm always, for anyone watching, this is beginning breath work, but it's like breathing out of your nose first. And this, even if let's say you have debilitating low back pain and you're stuck on the floor from moving boxes or putting in LVP floor in your new home, right? So, did I get that?
You did.
Okay. Right,
good job.
Yes, thank you.
You're looking for work?
Yes, yeah. Right? I'm good at sales too. So.
There you go.
All right. So, you can sit down. Look, most of us can't sit still for 20 minutes. Right. That's a journey to be able to get to that point. But just to take 1 minute, everyone on the planet I know can take 1 minute to just breathe and breathe into their belly and slow themselves down. So before you're about to have a tough meeting, before you're about to have a difficult conversation with your business partner or your spouse or your children, get into this breath. So when you breathe below your diaphragm, which is right at the bottom of my ribs, right here, diaphragm is here. It's a big muscle that allows my lungs to breathe in and breathe out. When I breathe into my diaphragm, and it's a practice, it's a muscle. Diaphragm is a muscle, so you can actually train this. So breathing into it, and let it out. So if you exhale longer than you inhale, it puts you in that relaxed state, regenerative.
Interesting.
Befriending, what I like to say is befriending the nervous system. So this allows our bodies to feel safe. If our bodies feel safe, we can make more conscious decisions about whatever is facing us in our life. Now, if you're in a state where you're scared shitless of everything in what's called, in technical terms, called hypervigilant, like even like one little bump scares me. You guys have probably been in that state or seen your spouses or friends in that state. Like, dude, why are you so jumpy? Literally, it's because their nervous system is so tuned up and their body feels unsafe all the time. And they can't get into that state. So this is very beginning work. But in any healing stress, healing trauma, healing physical injuries, the breath and getting your body into a state of relaxation and befriending the nervous system into a calm state is what's going to help you heal longer term.
So I'm probably getting into a totally different subject matter, and we can always circle back if we need to. People that deal with high levels of anxiety all the time, right?
Yep.
Do you think that some of that can be dealt with simply by taking a breath? I mean, is that?
I don't want to just say dealt with,
and maybe that wasn't the right way to put it.
No, that's
right?
but it's important to differentiate, because you could have like pathological anxiety, right, where I'm afraid to even walk into a room, or I can't go to like social functions, or it might just be some social anxiety where I don't feel as comfortable when I'm in a party, right? So there's a wide range of what can occur there.
Sure,
it's part of the process. So I'm going to oversimplify this. When I look at anxiety, because I've suffered it for myself, I'm always worried about what's next. What's next? What's next? What's next? We were just talking about that before. Like, I could make $1 million, and if I make $1 million, I want to make $2 million. If I make $2 million, I want to make $10 million.
That's right.
Right. And so it's always what's next, what's next, what's more, what's more, what's more. And what the breath allows you to do, and if this concept is too much for you guys out here or even in here, just being present. Like, what better gift is there? Both of you ask your wives. What better gift is there to be truly present and listen without offering a solution.
Right.
Your wife will love you for that one. That's a dating tip for those of you guys in the new marriages moving into your homes as well.
We need a button for that.
Dumb,
man.
dumb, us dumb. No, I don't want to say dumb. Us dense men.
Yeah.
We're always trying to fix shit.
Yeah.
Right. And it's in our programming.
It's like our DNA,
something,
right?
But look, if we try and fix something with our spouse, that's telling her subconsciously that something's broken or something's wrong.
Right. Yeah.
Which makes her distrust you even more.
Yeah.
Right. So we can't fix anything because nothing's broken.
Right.
It's just about listening.
Yeah.
And how do we listen? We get present. So I look at like being depressed is being stuck on now is again can go on the realm of pathology, but being stuck in the past. Anxiety is being stuck in the future. Very oversimplified version.
Mm-hmm.
What does it take to be present? It takes being.
Right.
And it's
I think it takes will first. Like you want to do it first. Once you have that want to do it, then you work towards that goal, right? To get it accomplished.
What is it that brings the will?
It's a mindset.
Well, and what comes to me is like thinking about avoiding pain or going towards
absolutely.
pleasure.
Sure, Always.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
It's
one of
like
the
it's
two.
painful enough
Correct.
for me, or my life is unfulfilled enough.
Correct.
Or I'm miserable in my marriage. What do I need to do? Or I'm unhappy with this home. Who do I need to call?
Right.
I feel like I'm taking up all the air in the room, guys.
Well, as you should.
Oh, all right.
You are the guest here. You spotlight is all on you, man.
Thank you.
It's your show. It's your floor.
All right.
I mean, we can go on and on and on and on, about this. This is so important. And, even though we talk, most things home improvement and real estate, I feel like this is so important to homeowners to deal with this stuff. I do want to touch on a different topic real quick too, which relates to anxiety and stress and all that good stuff. You talk about we get home, we pick up the phone again, and we start going at it.
Yeah.
How can people just have that mindset or the mentality of just putting this thing down and put a stop to it? Because we're all guilty of it, I'm sure.
And furthermore, can everybody do that, right? I mean, I guess you talk about setting expectations with your clients or your business partners or whatever it is. But like my business, for example, is not a 9-to-5 business, right? People work 9 to 5, so they want to get involved with their real estate maybe after hours. So for me, and this is where you come in, right? I feel like the thought process is people are going to call me at 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night or have a need at 5, 6, 7. I mentioned my client earlier when we were sitting out there that she had a bit of a concern with something going on with her settlement.
Yeah.
And I had to deal with that at 6:30, between 6:30 and 7 last night. So
Or on a Sunday or on a Saturday.
right. So is that something is it reasonable to expect that we can get home and just put it down and understand that maybe we will have to pick it up periodically? Or
I think it's different for every person.
Sure.
And no matter, because for you, if you're not working at what I like to call the speed of business, which to me is here.
Right.
It's like, okay, because you're in client service.
Correct.
Right. If you're not serving your clients, I wouldn't say as fast as humanly possible, but as fast as humanly possible.
No, you're
'cause
right. 100%.
I know how you operate. However, I think boundaries for yourself become the most important piece, right? Like they say in the airlines, in the airplane, like you got to put your own mask on first. So how do you take care of you first before your clients? Because I believe that is what leads to burnout. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not moving fast for them and doing whatever it takes on Sunday at 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever. We've all done that as business owners and people for the last however many
100%. Yeah. I agree. And I think that this is, two part to this. I think the other part is homeowners have that expectation because, they're now on their time. They feel like, okay, well, David being in real estate, it is his job. It's his duty to reply back to my text at 7 o'clock at night. You know what I mean?
There's a mantra that I like to use. Mantra, like being a statement, is be human first, right? And I've had to say this to myself a lot of times. Like I will put some irate text out because someone's not operating at my speed or my real estate person is not responding to me. But what if my real estate person's kid just got in a car accident, right? And it's not like that shit doesn't happen. Yeah. Stuff happens to people all the time,
100%.
right? And So it really, to me, comes down to being in integrity in your language and also an integrity for yourself with your boundaries. Meaning like, okay, I'm going to put my phone down for this 30 minutes and perhaps put, like if you're a real estate agent, you want to be on the hustle and on the move, or if you're a home improvement, like you have to make responses to jobs that are open. Say, you know, there's settings now on your phone that say like, hey, I'm either driving or I'm busy. I will respond to you within the next 30 minutes to 60 minutes.
Correct.
You know, I think for people like us and other homeowners out there that are in the business of hustle, it's not like, oh, we're going to respond to you in 24 to 48 hours. We're going to respond within an hour.
You know, it's funny. My wife says to me, and I have a hard time with this, right? So she grew up in the real estate industry. Her dad's a real estate agent. He and I work together, actually. And she'll say, we'll be, you know, walking with the kids down the neighborhood or going to the park or whatever the case may be, and my phone will ring. And my instinct is to answer the damn phone, right? Because you never know if that's, you know, the next $10,000 commission or whatever.
Did you say you were walking the dog or the children?
The children.
Okay, so it was dog, but it's like your Pavlov response right there.
Right. Well, right. So I'm ready to answer the phone. And what she says to me, and this is a woman who grew up in this industry, right? So she understands that hustle.
Yeah.
If you were on an appointment with another client, would you answer the phone?
God, women are so much smarter than us, aren't they?
And the answer to that, of course, is no, right?
Right.
If I was showing a house or negotiating a contract or writing an offer or whatever,
you wouldn't pick up the phone.
I would not pick up the phone. So why am I so eager to answer that phone?
You know, it's interesting
right?
Because you're not breathing right, David.
That's it.
No doubt.
Yep.
I'm telling
no
you.
doubt.
All the answer. Get out of your friggin' top of your lungs and down low. But also it comes down to like being present.
Yeah.
Because you're being present with a client. You're being present with your kids. And I was talking with a close friend yesterday, and we were saying, like, what if our badge of courage was how present we were throughout each day versus how much we produced each day? Because every day isn't a home run.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Base hits are much better, right? And we know that in being in business for a long time. It's okay, you get your doubles, your triples, your singles, and then once in a while there's a home run, but it's better just to be consistent and have a good batting average and being present in every possible moment. So like 100%. In this conversation, my phone's over here and I'm focused on you. I'm focused on you. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So my personal experience with that is, you know, after hours, I try not to pick up the phone, especially if it's business. Like, especially after 7 o'clock, I don't answer the phone. I don't take any business calls anymore. They leave voicemails, and, you know, I'm just lucky and grateful to be in a position to have people like Jen, for instance. What I would do is I would take that voicemail, I would email it to Jen and say, please call her or call him or call them as soon as you get in tomorrow morning.
Yep.
Because to me, I feel like I do what I do best out of everybody, especially if it's a referral, right? Like, nobody is going to treat my clients better than I do. Same thing for you, and I'm sure it's the same thing for you. Yeah. And that's just the kind of mindset I have. So if that voicemail, if that call cannot wait until the next morning, then maybe it's not the right fit.
You know, I think some of it also, though, is and I just lost my train of thought. Hate when that happens.
You're welcome.
It's about taking things for granted, right? Yeah. Like you're out with your wife and your kids. Well, your wife and your kids, God willing, will be there later or tomorrow. That client may not. So that it's a mindset, right? So if you're focused on extreme presence, every moment with every person could be your last moment with that person. Yeah.
God forbid.
Yeah.
Right. But it's true. We don't know what's next. It's the biggest
100%.
The biggest wool pulled over our eyes is that we actually have control of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I believe that we have control over our reactions or responses. You know, we can choose to respond or we choose to react.
Yep.
And that's really it. A good local friend of mine here said effort and attitude.
Yeah.
The only things we really have control over.
Yeah.
100%. I love it. And again, we can,
boom,
right? Hit it. That light blue button. That light blue. Yep.
Do it.
We can find a better one.
No, that's not the one. That's not the one. No, that's not the one.
Hopefully you're getting some entertainment out of this.
No, that's not the one.
No,
we're done. I'm done.
Right.
I'm done. I'm over it. I'm done.
This was good. Dr. Brian Paris, I'm sure, again, we can go on, and I'm sure we're going to do this again. So I want to thank you once again for being with us today and discussing this thing. This is so important. And for the viewers, how can they reach out to you? And is it okay to reach out to you directly?
Yeah.
And how can they do that?
My local center is called Pain Arthritis Relief Center. We do chiropractic, physical therapy, and physical medicine and acupuncture all under one roof. So we work with people that are in pain, have sports injuries, car accidents, You name it. If it hurts from your toe to your head, we can help come up with holistic solutions. And we pay attention to the patients first and really focus on who you are as a person and also why you're experiencing pain. So we have, I would say 50 plus years of clinical experience in helping people there. Myself personally, I'm on Instagram at Dr. Brian Paris. I do coaching, I do breath work, I do consulting, and you name it. But yes, you can find me on Instagram, or my website is painarthritisrelief.com or drbrianparis.com.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
This is a cool experience. I appreciate just having a good, deep conversation for all
Absolutely.
of us here.
And anybody watching, just remember, take a breath.
Take a breath.
Belly breath.
And subscribe to the channel.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. See you guys on the next one.